Chapter 225. Breakthrough. Even the 100 Changes King and the Black Demon King were fully concentrated, unwilling to miss a single moment of the excitement. This great battle was very beneficial to them, allowing them to comprehend quite a few things. Time passed quickly. After half an hour, the Overlord's power was not at its peak, and began to slowly fade, gradually outmatched by Kangchon. Everyone noticed this anomaly. They then associated it with the previous situation, and already guessed something in their hearts. Kangchon was even more aware of this situation very clearly. He coldly said, "Your time is up. What are your last words?" Having fought until now, even though he was an enemy, he still had some admiration for a hegemony. At least this person would rather fight until the last drop of blood was shed. A truly strong person. After blowing up his own essence blood, the Overlord was not crazy. His expression was pale. His originally bright eyes were gradually darkening at the moment. He looked indifferently at the sky and said in a deep voice, "Losing to you. I'm not wrong. But you shouldn't be too happy too early. People like me can be found everywhere in the City of Heaven. There are even more stronger than me. Sooner or later, you will die in this spirit sealing space just like me. Is that so? If it's really as you say, I'm looking forward to the City of Heaven even more." Kangchon did not feel the slightest bit displeased when he heard this, and a confident light asterisk appeared in his eyes, and the battle intent on his body became even more powerful. The hegemon was silent, then laughed. "The belief that I am the only one will make you stronger, but it will also invite stronger and stronger opponents for you. Unless you can sweep across the entire spirit sealing space, your end will not be much better than mine. It's a pity that you won't be able to see the moment when I sweep across the entire spirit sealing space," Kangchon said indifferently. And then he blasted out with a fist, an endless purple light covering the entire space, completely engulfing the Overlord. In the midst of a violent power fluctuation, the Overlord's eyes darkened as he flew backwards and planted himself on the ground. Boom, like a huge mountain falling. Everyone's hearts were shaken. The hegemon that had shaken Earth City for 10 years had fallen like this. The people present felt as if they were not dreaming. "Let's go." Kangchon faintly swept a glance at the surrounding Imperial level powerhouses, and then slowly left with Fan Xin and Little Gold disappearing from the sight of the crowd. The entire Earth Immortal building was silent as everyone watched Kangchon's trio leave, not daring to breathe a single breath. It was only after Kangchon's trio's backs completely disappeared from sight that the place resumed its hustle and bustle. Hegemony King's fall had shocked everyone, and at the same time, made them remember a new powerhouse, Hegemonic Emperor Kangchon. It could be imagined that from now on, there would no longer be the so-called 3 strongest people in Earth City. There would only be one hegemony emperor who dominated Earth City alone. Even the Black Demon King and the 100 Changes King acquiesced to this fact. In the middle of the Earth Immortal building, not long after Kangchon's trio left, the Black Demon King called for an Imperial level powerhouse and said in a deep voice, "Give the hegemony emperor and his son a thick burial." Yes, that Imperial level powerhouse answered and retreated. The Dark Demon King looked at the darkened sky, his face full of complexity. On the side, the 100 Changes King sighed. "We've already encountered such a strong person before even reaching the City of Heaven. Do we still have to leave?" It had to be said that the two of them had suffered a severe blow to their confidence. Originally, they were still spiritedly preparing to head to the City of Heaven and impact that invincible realm. However, they hadn't expected Kangchon to come out of nowhere, and even Hegemony King, who was busy thinking that he was unbeatable, was defeated at his hands. And this kind of result made them confused about the road ahead. Go. Because of this, we have to leave this place all the more. Without advancing to the invincible level, I, the Black Demon King, would rather die in battle. I've had enough of this kind of comfortable days. The Black Demon King's eyes snapped out a confident light. A powerful battle intense rushed straight into the clouds. The 100 Changes King was touched, and a confident look appeared in his eyes once again as he laughed. Good. This is the Black Demon King I know. After the banquet at the Earth Immortal building came to an end, the entire Earth City was in an uproar, and the faces of all the cultivators were filled with shock. A generation of strong overlord had fallen like this, causing many people to feel unbelievable. Some people sympathized greatly with the Hegemony King. This was a tragic strong man. 10 years ago, Hegemony King swept through the city of Earth and traveled strongly to the city of Heaven. Yet because he was too arrogant, he was kicked out of the city of Heaven by an invincible existence in the city of Heaven. This heavy blow caused the overlord to remain silent in the city of Earth for 10 long years. 10 years later, the overlord, who had gradually regained his self-confidence, met such a powerful person as Kang Qian because of his son Wu Feng's arrogance, and ended up bleeding in the Earth Immortal building, ending a lifetime of splendor. However, Spirit Sealing Space was ultimately a world where the strongest were honored, and even though the crowd was very sympathetic to the Hegemon, as the victor, Hegemon Kang Qian's popularity rose instantly, becoming a unique presence in Earthly City. Many cultivators who hadn't traveled to the Earth Immortal building to watch the battle had inquired about Kang Qian's whereabouts, wanting to catch a glimpse of the real face and see the demeanor of this invincible powerhouse who had slain the Hegemony King. It was just that at this moment, Kang Qian had long since gone into seclusion in an inconspicuous inn. The battle with the Hegemony King had given him a lot of realizations, and he desperately needed to go into seclusion to digest these realizations. Perhaps this battle would allow him to make another breakthrough. As for Brahma Heart and Little Gold, after seeing the Overlord's power again, both of them felt that their own strength was insufficient. So they were also in seclusion. They felt that if they didn't improve their strength any faster, they might have to drag Kang Qian down in the future. In fact, whether it was Little Gold or Fan Xin, their qualifications were top-notch. It was just that they had just stepped into the Imperial level not long ago, and their cultivation had not kept up. Otherwise their strength was absolutely powerful. If they were at the same realm, both Fan Xin and Little Gold would be able to defeat the Overlord. One should know that one of them possessed a special bloodline, and the other was a Vedra divine monkey. How powerful their talents were. Among the same level, special bloodline possessors still held a great advantage, just like Kang Qian. If he didn't have the Kang Qian hegemony blood, how could he defeat a peak Imperial level powerhouse like Hegemon as soon as he stepped into the Imperial level? The news of the Hegemon's fall was like a hurricane blowing through the entire city of Earth, causing this ancient city to shake to its core, and some cultivators inquired with each other about the whereabouts of Kang Qian and the others, yet they returned empty-handed. Because at this time Kang Qian was in seclusion, even Fan Xin and Xiao Jin were also in seclusion. The three of them could not leave their homes, so naturally the crowd could not discover their traces. A month later, there was no longer anyone searching for Kang Qian and the others, and the matter of the Hegemony King's fall gradually faded away, with many people focusing on the opening of the upcoming Earth City battlefield. Whether it was those external trialists or the local cultivators within the Spirit Sealing Space, they all had a common wish. That was to leave the Spirit Sealing Space and head to the great world outside. And there were only two paths to leave the Spirit Sealing Space. One was for the physical body to break through the invincible level and reach the point of shattering the vacuum. When that time came, a single punch would be able to blast open the Spirit Sealing Space and directly appear in the outside world. The other path was to head to the City of Heaven, and it was said that the battlefield in the City of Heaven had a passageway to the outside world, compared to reaching the realm of shattering the vacuum in the physical body. All cultivators chose to take the path to the City of Heaven battlefield, because it was already very hard to advance to invincibility, and talk about shattering the vacuum. Since ancient times, there were only a handful of strong people who were able to raise their physical bodies to the shattering vacuum realm within the spirit ceiling space, and all of those people had been cultivating for 100 years one by one, because breaking through the shattering vacuum was just too difficult. Even some supreme geniuses were unwilling to spend hundreds of years at the Jeden stage, especially if they were still suffocating within this bird-like spirit ceiling space. So many people chose to take the path of the City of Heaven battlefield. This path was relatively easier, as long as a cultivator who had reached the Emperor level had a chance to get out from here. And if they were invincible level powerhouses, it would be even easier. So this time, when the Earth City battlefield opened, many of the Emperor level powerhouses from Earth City were rubbing their fists and preparing to head to Heavenly City. The Black Demon King and the 100 Changes King were both ready as well. Each of them had a group of Emperor-level powerhouses under them, and the two of them united were a formidable force. Even if they encountered a quasi-invincible powerhouse, they could still put up a fight. Through the tragic death of the Hegemon King, they had already deeply realized that there were people beyond the mountains. With their strength, they were not strong enough to travel to the City of Heaven. The only way to have a chance was to join forces. At this moment, in the middle of an ordinary inn, Kang Tian opened his purple eyes, and at that moment, just streaks of lightning ***** came out, gorgeous and colorful. Mid-third layer, Kang Tian murmured. A joyful color flashed in his eyes. Fighting with strong people was just beneficial. Within this month, he had penetrated all the insights from that battle with the Hegemon King, and had finally raised the 9-turned Zhuanggong to the middle third layer, and the strength of his fleshly body had reached the peak of the Imperial grade, the same as the Hegemon King, the Black Demon King, and the 100 Changes King. If he were to fight the Hegemon now, even if he didn't use Kang Tian's hegemonic blood's strongest battle state, he would still be able to defeat the Hegemon. At the same level, Kang Tian had absolute confidence that he could defeat anyone. I wonder what kind of strength my current strongest battle state would reach. Kang Tian's eyes were filled with anticipation, and he vaguely felt that if he were to display Kang Tian hegemony blood's strongest battle state now, then his strength would reach the level of invincibility. Of course, Kang Tian hadn't seen a strong person at the invincible level of physical body, so he couldn't verify it. Brother Dao. At this time, the voices of Brahma Heart and Little Gold came from outside the door. The two of them had emerged from the gate before Kang Tian, and after sensing Kang Tian's emergence from the gate, the two of them immediately rushed here. Kang Tian immediately gave up the speculation in his heart and walked out around with them. After a month of not seeing each other, whether it was Van Xin or Xiaojin, both of their cultivation levels had increased. Both of their physical bodies had now reached the middle stage of the Imperial grade. Compared to others, the progress was very fast. Dao brother, how are you reaping the rewards of this seclusion? Look at the divine light in your eyes. Did you have another breakthrough? Brahma's heart was full of curiosity as he surveyed Kang Tian, looking at him a little uncomfortable. Yes, brother, I feel like you can defeat that overlord even without changing your body now. Xiaojin's spiritual sense was very strong and instantly discovered Kang Tian's difference. Because Kang Tian's overbearing blood's identity couldn't be revealed. Every time Kang Tian displayed his strongest combat state, Little Gold used transformation to refer to it. In fact, that did count as a transformation. Although Brahma Xin was curious about what the special bloodline Kang Tian possessed was, he was not in a position to inquire if Kang Tian did not say. After all, this was Kang Tian's secret. Looking at the two of them with expectant gazes, Kang Tian smiled and said, "There's indeed been a breakthrough. My physical body has now reached the peak of the Imperial grade." Pervert. Fan Xin and Xiaojin couldn't help but blurt out, the two of them sharing a common language for the first time, while Kang Tian was filled with bitter smiles at his words. "Brother, Your cultivation speed is too fast, isn't it? Xiaojin said with wide eyes. Yes, Brother Dao. It hasn't been that long since you broke through to the Imperial level compared to us. How could you possibly reach the peak of the Imperial level so quickly? Van Xin was also puzzled. I'm not sure. Anyway, in this spirit sealing space, my fleshly body cultivated very quickly. And that battle with the Gemin had a lot of epiphanies, allowing me to break through to the middle of the third layer of the 9 turns, Zhuanggong in one fell swoop. Kang Chun shook his head and said, he also had doubts. In this spirit sealing space, his physical body progressed very quickly. There's still this. This is really strange. Brahma's heart was filled with astonishment.